Here, welcome back to the Work Hard, Never Settle podcast. I'm Rahmere, and I'm here with my co-host Thomas Laws. How are you today, Thomas?
Bro, what's up, dog? It's like I haven't talked to you in a while, but like, what's up, bro? I'm good today.
You good today?
I'm good today, bro. I don't know. I was a little tired before we got on here, but I don't know, bro.
I'm gonna transfer my energy. There you go, bro. Boom,
There
boom,
you go.
boom. You know what I'm saying?
Transfer what, bro? I'm feeling good right now. What are you
All
talking
right,
about?
all right. Yeah, you did say before we got on. Right.
But,
You know what I'm saying? I'm doing great myself. I can't complain. You know what I'm saying? It's a wonderful Monday.
it is.
We're gonna get into the highs and lows, and I was about to say something, but I'm gonna hold it off to the highs and lows. But I'm just gonna say it's a wonderful Monday, the beginning of the week.
It was a
Yeah,
beautiful day today,
it
actually.
was. It was. I thought it was a little windy, but I also went out here with just the polo on, just like this. You know, I was cool, just winging it, just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Thank you guys for tuning into the Work Hard Never Settle podcast. You know what I'm saying? And listen to us where all podcasts are found, even the YouTube channel. It's really, really much appreciated. We just want to show our love and affection every single time we come on here. And thank you guys so much. There you go, like that. So I just want to
My
jump
man said
into
love and affection.
yes. You don't love the listeners and viewers for taking the time out to
Love,
listen to us.
bro, the love song popped in my head when you said that. The Future, John. What?
Okay.
Future and Rihanna. My bad, bro. My bad. Go ahead.
So to go into the words of the highs and lows. I'm sorry. Oof. The highs and lows. So my high this week was I got to see what we talked about in a previous podcast kind of come to fruition. So, as many know, this week I finished my job at Target and I started a new job at NFL Films. Right? Ooh, cool. Right? But my last day at Target, I really got to see like the effect of leaving a legacy. So, like we talked about it before. I don't remember what episode or what particular topic, but I remember saying like, if you're someplace and you're stuck and you feel like, man, I don't want to be there. Let's change your mindset. Like, what can you do while you're there to make the most of it, to leave some sort of legacy? It was legacy living. Yeah, the legacy living episode. If you haven't heard it, please go listen to it. It's a really, really great episode. I think it's one of our best, to be honest. But in the legacy living episode, I was really explaining like, yo, leaving a legacy is how you're remembered. So I think when people was telling me like, oh, you was one of the best security people we had here, mind you, I've never done security in my life. I've never did anything related to this job. Like, this is my first time. I didn't have no certifications or anything like that. And for me to constantly be ranked like number 4 or number 3 in the entire district of security guards, you know what I'm saying? And to do all, and for a job I really did not like, but yet I still continued to just leave that legacy. It didn't hit me until the last day. I'm like, wow, like people really going to remember. Oh, Rahmere, he was cool. Like he did his work, he did his job. Like for a job you didn't like, I disliked it, but I still worked and did it. So that's one thing that was my high. Just realizing that. My low this week, I think my low didn't come until today, pretty much. So yeah, today was exciting, start my new job and everything like that. But I'm somebody where I don't really like change, right? I love a routine. So I'm leaving a job where I have a routine or I develop a routine. And now I'm going into this, I don't even have a routine. So everything's different. And it's not just getting a new job that's part of the change. I'm driving a new car now. I have a new job, a new routine, and mentally,
Big boss.
no. I'm just saying, but like mentally, Mondays used to be my Thursdays to me, and it took me a while to get to that point, and I stuck. But now I'm still stuck. Like Mondays is my Thursdays, Tuesdays is my Fridays, and I have Wednesday, Thursday off. It's weird for me to think of Monday as the beginning of the week now. So I was all the way thrown off just by the fact that it's a Monday, and I'm like, wait. Even when we had to do the podcast today, I'm used to it being like that's like the end of my week almost. Like it's almost my Friday. So I'm just getting used to things. That had to be my low because I really like a routine. So it's gonna take me a while to develop a routine. And to end off on a high, bro, I'm feeling stimulated.
I
feeling
feel you.
feeling a little stimulated. You know what I'm saying?
I
It
see.
didn't
I
hit the,
see it.
they didn't put it in my direct deposit. They put it in my mailbox. But even still, it's still a blessing.
You
Feeling a
know what
little
I'm saying?
stimulated. You know what I'm saying?
Better late than never. You know what I'm
Yes, yeah.
saying?
It took a long time, but I ain't feeling stimulated, my bro.
I spent my stimmy on some photo equipment already.
See,
So
your joint came and went. See, I'm late to the party.
my highs and lows for the week. Um, doing what I love. That's a high. And getting better at doing what I love. You ever like do something? You it's like kind of like not like a routine, but you ever
Hmm.
think you're good at something and you do it the same way over and over, and you never take the chance to like get better at what you're doing because you're so used to doing it a certain way. So
Yeah, facts.
I took myself out my box of knowing how to do certain things, and it actually helped me and progressed me in doing better work because I had a photo shoot to do. I had shot a video and stuff like that, and I seen the progress um, through looking at these YouTubers and showing how I can make my work look better. So that's a high. I always love to get better at what I love to do. Um, the low, it's getting nice outside, but it's also bugs are starting to come back, and mosquitoes is out.
Mm. Don't you
That's
have
a low.
allergies?
Yeah, bro, I got allergies, bro.
I thought that's what you was about to say too.
Bro, I got allergies, but
How you
they
allergic to
kick
the
my.
earth?
I knew you was gonna say something stupid like that, bro. I wish I wasn't, bro. I'm trying to tell you, if you had allergies, you would feel my pain right now, bro. But nah, I get bit up like crazy. I already got like 3 mosquito bites already,
Jeez, this is
and
just turned spring, like last week.
that's what I'm saying.
They
The
did not
calendar
wait.
just turned. Did not. How you think I feel, bro? Scratching like crazy right now. Um, and then my final high for the week is actually seeing the light of what I started and finally coming to the end of a long, hard fought and battle of working on something. Not gonna say what it is, but
Hmm. Just seeing that hard work pay off finally.
just seeing that the stress is relieved and I'm finally almost free. So that's the high. Can't really say what it is, but
But it's the high. That's fine.
it's a
It's the
high.
high. There you go. I'm with that. I'm with that. I'm with that.
Facts.
It's good to hear all that, bro. Let's go into the words of the day. So today's words of the day, I'm gonna need your opinion on it first. It comes from Lonely Vibes. There's no E in none of their name, but Lonely Vibes. And she says, communication is not about proving a point, it's about expressing a point. Know the difference. What does that mean to you, bro?
Bro, communication. Alright, so communication isn't about doing none of that. It's about it's about
Never mind
listening.
all that. Never mind all that.
It's
That's an
I
important
mean,
fact that people don't think about. Yeah, communication is a two-way.
communication is a two-way thing. You're not trying to prove a point. You're not trying to do nothing. You're trying to get an understanding on both ends. So, with that being said, people forget the key thing in communicating is listening and understanding that person's point of view, so you could come out and tell your point of view, and y'all could come to an agreement that way. There
Hmm.
ain't no way of proving a point. It's coming together to make an understanding of what you're talking about. And that's that people think communication is just talking. You'd be like, oh, you guys aren't talking to each other. You guys aren't communicating. But when in reality, you're just not listening to each other. So
Okay, okay, accurate, accurate.
that's my take on it.
I think people are just so caught up with just if I think a certain way, I'm people are so caught up with convincing people you need to think my way about this, and if you don't, we cannot move forward. We cannot be friends. We must dead everything. If you don't think this particular way of how I feel,
And that's stupid because everybody has their own point of view.
that's what makes us all individuals.
Facts.
But I guess people are just so caught up, like they think my way is right, and I think social media has really brought in that gate for people So where now they can say your opinion, and it's that validation of having people agree with you, retweet, retweet, like, right? And
Mm-hmm.
now, like, you putting your opinion out there, you're expecting people to agree with you because that's all you see in social media, people agreeing with other people's opinion. So when someone doesn't agree with your opinion, you think they're your enemy, you think that they're against you, and now you're just trying your hardest. Hey, I need to convince this person that my opinion is right, that my way of thinking is better than your way of thinking, and you need to come over my side because that's just how we're used to. It's crazy. It's a shame, but yeah, communication, like I said, it's a two-way street. The big
It
highway.
definitely,
You need to
definitely is.
communicate and
And
talk just as much as you need to listen. And don't listen to respond. Just listen to understand. Some people you might be telling me something about your point of view, and you might say one thing, and it's stuck in my mind. I'm thinking about a response, and I'm not even listen to the rest of the words you're saying.
mm-hmm.
But just listen, digest. All right,
And
so where
that's
we
the
go from
big
there?
that's the biggest thing what you just said. Listen to understand,
Mm-hmm.
because you said it. You said it. People will listen to one part of the conversation. That one part be like, "Oh no, I was wrong there," but then listen to the whole part where the person was actually explaining how they actually felt. So yeah, make sure you guys are listening to understand,
Listen
not
to
to prove a point.
understand, not to prove a
Understand.
point. Points are
So
overrated.
yeah, so today we're gonna talk about knowing your worth and what does that mean? Does what does knowing your worth mean and why does it matter? Um, I came up with this topic based off my friend right here. But why you turning around? Anyway, when I came up, my guy right here, um, he knows his worth simply off of the fact that he started at. Do you mind if I tell the people?
Hey, you can tell my business. It's cool. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you, but my man started at NFL Films. Actually, he got rejected from NFL Films, right? First,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
got rejected from NFL Films, and then went back and you interned at NFL Films
Mm-hmm.
just to come out. Wait, hold up. He got cut from NFL Films because of the Corona stuff, so the whole program shut down.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came out, and now he's an employee there. That is the definition of never settling and knowing your worth. My man's right here has taken the talent provided to him and is running with it because he knows how well of an editor creator he is, and he's really, you know what I'm saying, doing the thing right now. So I'm gonna ask you this, bro. Why does knowing your worth really matter in a society of today, especially when it comes to your career and yeah, let's just go off of your career and like what you love to do.
Um, Most importantly, I think knowing your worth is the utmost importance because you're the only person on earth who truly knows your own worth, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when other people look at you, they see you, they might see your accomplishments, they might see your job position, they might see your status, but that doesn't determine how much you're worth. None of that does. Only you know what you can bring to the table and how hard you can work, and only you know that stuff about you. So if as long as you know your worth, the things that happen in your life, the setbacks, the oh, I can't find a job right now, or no one's calling back, and the down moments the down moments of the roller coaster. If you know your worth, those things really won't phase you as much as if you didn't know your worth. Because if you depend on people, jobs, statuses, positions, titles to give you some sort of worth, to give you like, hey, I'm really it because I am the assistant manager or the CEO or whatever like that. I'm really the guy. I'm really the bull because I make six figures a year. You
Mm-hmm.
let those numbers and stuff determine your worth. When those stuff goes away, how are you still you? So I think that's really important to know your worth because at the end of the day, you're the only one who's going to know it, and you determine the outcome from that.
And I'm gonna pick up on what you said. A lot of people, once they get shut down the first time, it's like they don't get back up and they don't keep going. They don't keep striving to get where they want to get because they're like, okay, they just take the one opinion that they get and just run with it. Somebody said I wasn't good at this. Like, imagine if you wouldn't have, like, once, imagine if you, after you got rejected the first time, and
Hmm.
you just say, you know what, I tried it already. I'm not going back. And where would you be? You'll still be working at Target? Or,
Facts. I will still be at Target. I'll still be at Target, or I nah, because I developed that routine. I would have been settled. This is the Work Hard Never Settle podcast. So I would have
yeah.
settled, and it just went with it. I just would have accepted my fate and just been like, I guess this is it. I guess this is what is for me. I would never
And
explored.
that's what happens. People are accepting their fate at too early in the stage. Sometimes those things are just a test of how strong you are.
Facts.
Because it takes the people who, you know, they fail, let's say they fail their driver's license test the first time. Does that mean they're going to ever get their driver's license? I mean,
No.
if you keep going and you keep taking that test, of course you could get that driver's license, but a lot of people will just stop right there. So knowing your worth is very important because it can take you far and where you want to be. Only you know when you're at a young age and people be like, "Oh, I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a police officer." So only you know how far you'll be able to go to get to that status of being a police officer, a
Facts.
firefighter. So you can't really let anybody or anything diminish that.
And knowing your worth really kind of definitely, we're staying in the workspace, but let's kind of still let's still be in the workspace, but let's talk about creatives and entrepreneurs, because
Facts.
it's real. Being an entrepreneur and being creative is really trying and really difficult, because a lot of people, and even me sometimes, a lot of people seek that validation through your sales, through your views, right? Things that, the outside source controls. So you feel like, hey, I'm not that good of a fashion designer because I only sold 2 scarves this month,
Hmm.
or I didn't sell none. I didn't sell any scarves this month. It's kind of like, knowing your worth is detrimental, because if you like, once you hit that wall, because you will hit that wall of, maybe I'm not doing enough, or I'm not getting enough sales, or I'm not getting enough views, or whatever, you're gonna hit that wall. If you know, like, nah, I got the potential to be the best fashion designer in the East Coast, best fashion designer in the whole United States, that's I can do it. I know I can. I know what's inside of me. I know the talent that I have. That wall is not going to mean anything. You're going
Hmm.
to go right past it, because you seek you don't seek validation. Everyone loves validation. You don't seek validation because you have it of who you already know. You know who you have it already, because you know who you are, pretty much. It's
And
hard
that
being a creative though.
it really is, and going off of being a creative, when you start to make your pricing, people be like, "Oh, I'm not paying $20 or $200 for your work." You know that what you do costs $200. Nobody can tell you what your price is.
You actually
So
giving them a discount, but that's
if we if we being honest, people want $1,000 worth of work for only $5.
mm,
No, I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you how much I'm worth, and you have to believe in that. If you believe that your stuff is worth $500, start charging $500. You know what I'm saying? People buy all this money, spend all this money for Ivy Park stuff and Beyonce stuff. You're saying why can't they spend that much money for your stuff?
the Beehive about to be writing your comments again.
Again,
But
but it's the
accurate.
truth.
It's true. It's true.
It's it's the
People
truth.
people will, and see, we got to talk about that in another episode, because we really need to dissect support. You know, but what I was about to say is, like, people will pay so much money for a similar product, but not someone else's. Oh, that's too much, because you know them. And see, people, even your friends or people like you're close to, they don't see your worth, and they might have known you for years. They might not see it like, come on, Thomas, really, you really want $200 for this video? Man, I could do it myself. Or I'll find somebody else, whatever like that. They don't even see your worth. And they might be your closest friend. And that's okay. See, I'm not saying discard your friends, lose your friends because they don't see your worth. That's not their job to see your worth. No.
Hmm.
That's on you. That's on
Yeah,
you. You have to figure out your own worth. And once you do, what your friends think of you, what the customers might think, or other potential clients might think, it wouldn't matter because you know somebody gonna pay this $500 for this video. Ain't gonna be you.
and
Okay, next.
that's the thing. There will always be somebody out there to pay money for your stuff. You just got to keep pushing. You got to keep going. Got to keep striving for greatness and never settling. Because if you stop at $20, you never know how much people will pay for your stuff.
I
That's
think. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Now I feel like we kind of we talking about knowing your worth, but we kind of putting it towards money side of
We
it.
are,
But
but because when you think of the word worth, you do think of money, but still, like, but that's I was trying to aim towards entrepreneurs. That's where it came from. Yeah,
hmm
entrepreneurship, and that's money. But just the I'm not gonna make this the Ramir show, but just to reiterate what you said, my whole journey with films. So when I first got out of college, like maybe May. That's when I seen the internship program um on LinkedIn to apply. And I'm like, okay, it'll be cool. I was hyped straight out of college. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get this internship at this cool company. You know what I'm saying? Straight out of college, that was gonna be it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be lit. I got I did the interview, got passed to the second round of interviews, the in-person interviews, when people used to do that before COVID. The in-person interviews, you know. Um Important part to note, they uh let you pick two different positions, your main one that you want to do and an alternate. So this interview this first time around was for my alternate position. So I wasn't in video production or anything like that. I was in social media, which is my degree. Is it passion? No. Do I like doing it? No. Did I even learn anything? Maybe not. So it was in social media, blah blah blah. Long story short, they didn't pick me for my secondary position, so I got rejected, whatever like that. And it really knocked me down off my high horse for a while, like because I'm thinking like straight coming out of college, what we coming out? We coming off my capstone project. We're coming off contention. We're coming off
hmm
all these feats, this high or this roller coaster. Then boom, got knocked me down, whatever like that. I started to, you could say, forget my worth and kind of just like, all right, well, what's next? Let me lower my expectation. Let me come
right.
lower. Let me lower the bar a little bit like that. Then eventually, I just see, maybe months later, I see that they're doing an internship again for the springtime in 2020, and I'm like, all right, let me try again. Let me try again. Like, I don't know, why not? What I got to lose? I already got rejected before. But this
hmm
time I got interviewed for my real position I want, the producers department, blah blah blah. Long story short, I get the position for the internship, which is cool. It's supposed to start February and end in May. It was like a six, I don't know, I don't even think that's 6 months, but it was a short internship period. But it would have been fun. Like I'm like, okay, cool. Finally something of note out of college, right? February, second week in March, COVID happened. We all get sent home, pretty much laid off. It's really not a lot for interns to do, at home. We were still paid for being at home, but it's not a lot for us to do. Blah blah blah. I got blessed with a job at Target out of nowhere. 11 months later, here I am, back at NFL Films. So it's kind of like if you have a goal set in mind, and I wasn't even I can't even say I was being perseverant on purpose. Like I can't say like it was always my goal and my dream, the vision. I need to work at this position. Now, NFL Films is not my ceiling, y'all. I want y'all to know that.
mm
No,
mm
NFL Films is not my ceiling. I see myself beyond films, 100%. It's cool and all. Thank you so much for the position. I'll take what I can learn here. NFL Films is not my top. It's not my ceiling at all. No, no, no. I want to own my own production company for real, for
Yes,
real.
sir.
You know what
Yes,
I'm saying?
sir.
Um, So it's not like I like this was my goal. Like I need to get here. But knowing your worth definitely helps because it helps you not get discouraged in those volleys, because there's you're gonna have volleys. Nobody's That's what social media shows you, those fake paths where people to fake paths to success. You see them and they're like, wow, look at them, they're going up. But in real life, there's dips, highs, lows. Somebody's volley might last 3 years, 4 years. Somebody don't might not even get their dream job that they want until they're 32. You know, some people might have dropped out of college. Some people might not just have poor circumstances, poor family circumstances. Like there's down moments, like we said before in 2 podcasts ago. There are bad chapters, but you got to read them and get through them in order to get to the good chapters. So knowing your worth is definitely going to help you read those chapters, help you get through those chapters, because it's easy to get discouraged out here. But now we need to focus on how. We know how important it is. How do we get to know our worth? How do you think you get to know your worth?
Um, I feel like that goes hand in hand into the one episode of loving yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
If we being honest, and knowing your potential, knowing what you can do, knowing how far you can go. I feel like that's all with knowing your worth, because you know your potential, how good you can be when it comes to producing and making films, stuff like that. You know your potential when it comes to being a creative, and you know you can take it to the next level. So knowing that you can get to the next level, it's not going to stop you when you get derailed. You're
Hmm.
going to want to keep pushing, and that goes hand in hand in knowing your worth, because you're going to want to keep going and keep striving, because you know for a fact that you can do better than other people. You can do better than what people see you as, and it's really a personal thing. Um, and that's also how you raise.
Yeah, it is. It is because it's if you come from, like I said, a troubled family background, it's really hard for you to even develop, like you said, that self love. But once you don't even have self love for yourself, you start to feel worthless, right? So you don't see your worth because you feel worthless. You feel like you're not worth anything. So how would I know my worth if that is my worth?
Right,
Nothing.
but it and yeah, that's one way. How you're raised, they could, like, your parents could easily feed you the self motivation and stuff like that. But it's up to you to take that and run with it and grow with it. Um, Seeing your achievements come to life, that's also a way of knowing your worth. Even like we all don't like get every achievement that we strive for, but the little ones we have to celebrate.
Hmm.
We can't celebrate every first down like it's a touchdown, but we have to celebrate them in some sort of way, because we were able to get there and get what we wanted out of it. So that's what I think.
I think it's also important to surround yourself with people who
That too. That
encourage
too.
you. Now, like I said, your friends don't know they're not required to know your worth. That's not their job. But being around like-minded individuals who boost you up, encourage you, give you affirmations, and
And
just
not the
let you know
fake
you're
love.
doing good. No, 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 like
Not the
genuine.
fake love. The
It's
genuine
genuine.
love.
Yeah.
Because it's
Like,
easy to be a yes man. Like, oh, bro, that's tough. I'm
mm-hmm.
proud of you.
Yeah,
Like,
bro, drop that mixtape. You're lit. You could rap.
and the only time you hear from me is when you're actually doing something good.
Mm-hmm. We ain't talking about that.
Oh, my bad.
But we're talking about like surrounding yourself with friends that been with you through the mud, so they see your highs and your lows, right? They're
Yeah,
not just around during your peaks.
your
They
glory
went,
days and stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. They've been with you through the valley, through the mud, through your highs and lows, every step of the way. Surround yourself with friends who can attest to your growth and see, like, you know what, Thomas, you getting better at editing. Like you really gotten better at like video camera, and that's a genuine statement. I've been around Thomas when I seen him used to hold the camera. I'm like, bro, what happened? Earthquake? Like I don't know what's going on. But now, if you look at this man now, if you look at the work that he's producing now, that he's creating now, you know what I'm saying? And me giving him that affirmation, that helps him realize what he's worth. Like someone else, someone close to him is like, wait, Ramir really thinks I'm good at this. You know what I'm saying? Wait, you know what? This job should think I'm good. This is worth $500. You know what I'm saying? Someone
Right.
I trust is telling me this is really good, and they see me when I was bad. They see me when it wasn't that well, and now they're telling me they see my improvement. No, this is worth $500 straight back. No, no ifs ands or buts. So you got to surround yourself with people like that, like who can attest to your growth. I think that's key.
That's the big key. That's probably the biggest thing, because if you surround yourself with people who, like, they just straight dare you, be like, nah, you ain't never gonna do that. You ain't never gonna
Mm-hmm.
be good. You ain't never gonna. That ends up taking a mental toll on you, and you start looking at your craft like, this shirt $300. Nah, let me mark it down to $25 because you my bro. You wanted that $25. Nah, let
Yeah,
me mark it down
I trust
$15.
you, quote unquote, and
You know what I'm saying?
watch those jokes too. Now watch those like those jokes when people be like,
That's a different
"Oh no,
conversation for another
that
podcast.
is." I must say one thing, but like watch those jokes when people be like, "Nah, I heard your little podcast. It was cool." Um, what y'all be doing a podcast? And what y'all be talking about? Ain't nobody trying to listen to that. Watch those because in order for a joke to be funny, that's anything across the board. It has to be a little bit of truth in it.
A little
In
bit
order
of
for it to
truth.
be funny, it would not be funny if there was no truth in it. So watch those jokes.
That's
And they
real
can come from
rap.
your inner circle. They come from your family, your trusted friends, your spouses, your significant others. Watch those jokes because, just saying, out there, those are not people you want to look to when you're trying to develop your own worth. Just saying.
Yeah, because that starts steering you in the wrong direction,
Mm-hmm.
and bring you down to their level. That's crazy.
Right, because once you know your worth, like they probably don't even know their
That's
worth.
a
So
different.
we're going on
That's
to the left. We might have to do that on a
that's a
part two
different
podcast,
conversation,
another
bro.
podcast about support. But if your friend knows their own worth, they would not be worried about pulling you down with it.
Hmm.
And I think
And
that
as a friend, you should be wanting to build your friend up. But that's
facts. That's a whole nother thing. We're swerving on to the left. So let's just talk about just all right. So we figured out like why is it important to know your worth and how to know your worth. I think once you get the how and why, you're set. You have the ability to jump over your hurdles, jump over your obstacles. They won't phase you as much. Like I said, you won't pay attention as a creator or entrepreneur. You will not pay attention as much to the numbers because you know your own potential. I know one day I'm gonna have the best music song on the billboards ever. So I don't care if I'm gonna get in like 8 views on SoundCloud and my song been out for 3 years. It don't matter to me. Now that
right.
could be a little discouraging to people who don't know their worth. Even me, like, see, I'm not a musician, so I'm like, wow, wait, 3 years, 8 views, but like, that's not my lane. But if you know you have your potential, you know your worth. You have tunnel vision. Keep running, jump over those
Mm.
hurdles. It don't really matter because eventually, persistency is going to pay off. Pay off. I think I said this to somebody. Somebody DM me and they was like, "Oh, congratulations on your job." And I'm telling them, like you said, I'm bigging them up. I'm like, "Yeah, you're up next. I'm waiting for you." Like fire emojis, whatever, like that. And they're like, "Oh, I mean, hopefully mine's is gonna come one day." And I was saying, like, you have talent, and no matter how long it takes, talent gets rewarded. It doesn't matter. It might not be right now, might not be tomorrow, might not be this
Yeah.
year, might be the next 3 years, but regardless, talent gets rewarded. It doesn't matter how long it's going to take. If you have talent, this is something that you have been gifted with the ability where you always you had a certain eye for things, or even if you had to learn this specific talent, this specific discipline, if you have talent, it's going to get rewarded regardless. So know your worth. You stick to it. I be feeling like I'm
Yeah.
preaching, bro, but I'm sorry.
You are
You know what I'm saying?
preaching, bro.
Sorry.
I'm like you spit, bro.
No, no,
I,
no.
I'm like you spit, bro. We could go off on that one. Look, we
But
could just
that's why I want to encourage other people too. If you have talent, you know you have talent. Your friends, your family know you have talent, even if they don't. Regardless, you have talent. It's going to get rewarded. Doesn't matter when, no matter how, it's going to get rewarded. So have trust in that, have faith in that. That you're going to get rewarded regardless. So
Work hard and never
Never
settle.
settle. Work hard, never
Never
settle.
settle.
That's it. That's the show name. You know what I'm saying? That's that. Work hard, never settle, and in the end, you will get rewarded. That might be on some merch. I don't know,
It
man.
might have to be, because that's the biggest thing. You sitting back and you doing this. You like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? It's taking forever. It's not happening now. It's not happening tomorrow. Eventually, you're gonna get rewarded, and you're gonna look back at all that hard work and talent and stuff you put into this final reward, and it's just gonna mean so much more when you finally get it. That's yeah.
That's that on that.
This has been the Work Hard Never Settle podcast. I'm your host, Thomas Laws. On my right hand, Rahmere. Thank you guys for listening to us. You know, we just talking. We trying to ice you guys out. It's kind of
Yes.
growing on me. It's kind of
Good,
growing on
good, good. You don't know the joy that came when I heard you say that. I'm like, all
me.
right. We're just trying to inspire, cultivate, and educate. You know, hopefully we did that for you this episode.
Facts. Make sure you guys keep listening to us on Anchor, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast from, and
We'll be
also
on there. Yep.
we're on YouTube as well. So make sure you guys go like and subscribe to the visuals you
Please
guys are watching.
subscribe to New Chronicle Productions YouTube channel too, because we might got something dropping on there, and I want you guys to see the work that we do. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe. That's all
You know what
I'm
I'm saying?
saying.
We keep mentioning some stuff we're working on, so I don't want you guys to miss
I really
it.
don't want you guys to miss out because I think it's great. I know my worth. I know Thomas's worth, and I know he knows his own worth. It's great.
It's
Subscribe
great.
to the channel, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, we out.